Hello, everyone. Here I am live again. To wait for a few people to hop on here. I have a topic I want to talk about. Topic I want to talk about. A topic I want to talk about today. Assuming that I can talk. I'll wait for a few people to hop on, and then when I've got some, I will get to it. And if not, I'll just get to it anyway, because I know some of you guys love to watch the replay. I will probably be, trying to reinitiate my mid-morning live videos. I really enjoyed those a few months ago, and I need to get back into it. I have a few topics that I've been, that have been on my mind, and so I have one today I want to talk about in terms of this notion or this idea that we feel we are going backwards with our health and fitness. Hi, Casey. Casey's here. So and Julia's here. I'm gonna wait for maybe another, okay, we got 3 people. I can start. And then those of you who are watching the replay, go to like minute 1 to 2. Skip ahead of this shit that I'm blabbing about at the beginning. So we're gonna go over today this notion of feeling like we are going backwards. So I've had several clients and several women in general and men reach out to me in the past saying like, I'm trying really hard, I'm doing what I need to do, but I feel like I'm going backwards. And I think that this is one of those things that's a little bit difficult. Hey, Casey, a little bit difficult because I'm going to tell you that one, you're not going backwards, but I'm not here to talk about you not going backwards because you're always learning and you're still building muscle. Like, the idea is not that you're not going backwards because you're in a mentally better place, although that is a huge thing. Today I want to talk a little bit about what I think the problem stems from, okay? And I think that the problem stems from our definitions of what is forward and what is back, okay? So a lot of us seem to have this visual or this aesthetic definition of ourselves moving forward, which is our body's changing in a positive way. We're losing fat, we're losing weight, we're getting leaner, we're looking better, we're toning up. And so if we feel like we are going in the other direction, we don't see that as progress without the visual part of it, but we see it as going backwards. And so I've had several women, some of which have sent me photos. Like, they save these photos of themselves from 3 years ago with a weight attached to it. It's like, oh, I was 168 in this photo, and now I'm 178, and I was 145 in this photo. And so they have this feeling that if they're on this fitness journey for 3 years or whatever, it's supposed to be this like continuous linear uphill of progress. And number one, it doesn't work that way, right? Excuse me. Number one, it doesn't work that way. But number two, even if you are going up pretty linearly, you're not going to have the ability to recognize that if you are defining progress in terms of something that you should not be defining it as, okay? So I think the way that we describe or the way that we define in our heads moving forwards and moving back can have an effect on our daily habits and our daily routines in terms of the types of exercise we do, the types of foods that we eat. However we define moving forward is going to dictate what we focus on a daily basis because we want to move forward. But ironically enough, the way that most women are defining moving forward is causing them to engage in habits on a daily basis that ironically are the same exact reason you have this feeling that you're going backwards and then you're going forwards and you're going backwards and you're going forwards. Let me explain. So what I mean by this is that most of us define moving forwards in our health and fitness as losing weight, looking toned, losing fat, being smaller, the weight going down, okay? So if we have a perpetual focus on exclusively losing weight on the scale, losing fat, getting toned, our first misconception and our most natural path of action would be to restrict our calories, go on a diet, do a lot of cardio, watch what we eat, and focus on losing weight. Okay? And I know this because I see women in the gym doing it all the time, and I talk to women all the time, and if they're new to weight training, they have to go through this level of this process of learning to trust their bodies, learning to trust them, and learning to trust me, honestly, as a coach. And so I think, so I'm going to put it in terms of science here, right? I'm not saying that like, oh, mentally you're moving forward. Scientifically speaking, the reason that you feel you are yo-yoing back and forth is because of the habits that you are engaging in. So if we talk, hey, Caitlin. So if we talk about this in terms of weight training versus cardio and restriction, right? So if we're focusing on moving forward and we've defined moving forward as exclusively losing weight, exclusively doing cardio, exclusively losing fat, number on the scale going down. If you look at yourself from the past 5 years and your weight's going up and down and up and down and up and down, we tend to disregard the fact that maybe we've gained muscle, or maybe we had a mental breakthrough, or maybe we learned to trust pizza without being afraid of it, or maybe we had a great relationship, and we only look at the scale and we say, oh, I was better, I was bad, I was good, I was bad, I was good, I was bad, and this is not the way progress works, okay? So if you think that progress works in terms of the weight on the scale going down, right, you are going to be more inclined to engage in habits that are that yield short-term results. And what I mean by this is the more you focus on cardio, the more you focus on restricting your calories, the more you focus on losing weight on the scale, the less long-term your results will be. Scientifically speaking, cardiovascular fitness can be gained rather quickly. You go for a run every day for a week and you're going to feel a difference. You stop going for a run every day for a week and you're going to feel a difference, and you're going to see a difference too. What I mean by this is if you're restricting your calories and doing a whole shit ton, of cardio, right? You are going to reap benefits really quickly, but you are also going to go backwards really quickly. These results do not last. So if you're making fitness a part of your lifestyle, right? And you're doing the running thing, and you're doing the no carbs thing, and you're doing this stuff, and you're losing weight, all it takes is vacation for 1 week for you to say, shit, I gained it all back, right? I gained it all back. And ironically, this feeling of going back and forth is because of the way that you define going forward. You define going forward as losing weight on the scale, losing fat on the scale, getting smaller. If you define it that way, you are more inclined to do a lot of cardio. You are more inclined to do a lot of calorie cutting. You are more inclined to not eat carbohydrates. And because of this, you are setting yourself up to feel like you're going backwards when you decide to take 3 days off to have fun with your family. Okay? So let me put it this way. Cardio, restriction of calories, focus on the scale is always going to yield short-term results. Results come quickly and they go quickly, which means if you lose control or you fall off the bandwagon for just a few days at a time, you're going to see those differences and it's going to feel like shit. Even though that's a mindset issue, that is another topic for another day. You shouldn't feel like that. My point is, if you want to maintain this as a lifestyle without running yourself into the ground every single day, there is a better way to do it, okay? There's a better way to do it. So if you focus on strategic weight training, okay, ladies, weight training, the more muscle that you build, the higher your metabolism is, okay? It takes more calories to maintain muscle than it does fat. A lot of us have heard this before. I have heard this before, but what does this really mean in your daily life? Okay, essentially, ladies, it means you can eat more food and stay lean, keep weight off. So when you're doing a lot of cardio and you're cutting calories and you're not focusing on muscle gain, what you are actually living in is a delicate balance. You're living in a delicate balance of the weight that you're at. And as soon as you change those habits, that balance gets all off kilter and you go back up and you gain the weight and you feel bad about it. Now, if you make a habit of weight training strategically, cardiovascular training strategically, but not overdone, eating carbohydrates strategically, following your macros strategically, right? If you learn these things and you engage in these habits, you are now putting yourself in a place to be able to go on a vacation for an entire week, not weight train, not do cardio, eat whatever you want, and actually come back with negligible differences, which means, yes, I work hard. I go to the gym like 2 hours a day. I'm lifting weights, not doing a ton of cardio right now, but even when I was doing cardio, right, I went on a vacation in July for an entire week. I said, damn, I'm for sure going to gain like 10 pounds because my brain was still in that 5 years ago mindset of I'm running every day and I'm not eating carbs. And as soon as I eat 1 gram of carbs, I'm up 5 pounds because I'm living in this delicate balance, right? But I was not living in this delicate balance anymore. I had built a very substantial amount of muscle. And so what happens was I was able to go on vacation, right, for an entire week, eat pizza like every day, do whatever I wanted, not work out, come back. I did not gain 1 pound. I'm telling you right now. I had 2 pounds of water retention that as soon as I slept at home and drank a jug of water the next day, it was gone. It was gone, right? If you go on a cruise for a week and you're gaining 10 pounds, you can't usually gain weight that fast. But if you are living in this place where you define going forward as losing weight, toning up, getting lean, and so it causes you to engage in habits that are calorie cutting, carb cutting, cardio, running yourself into the ground, you literally cannot maintain those results until or unless you continue to keep doing what you're doing. And not only continue to keep doing what you're doing, but continue to increase doing what you're doing. If you're running 5 miles for a year, it stops becoming effective after about a month. You have to do 6 miles. And then, I started at 5 miles. I started about 4 miles when I started running. I started at 4 miles. After 2 years, I was up to 10 or 11 miles a day, 10 or 11 miles, 7 days a week. And then I got to a point where I literally couldn't increase it anymore because I had so much tendonitis. My body was so messed up. My sacroiliac hip joint was totally fucked. It got to this point where it was like, either I stopped running and I gained weight, or I literally like harm my body, right? So you get to this point where cardio doesn't do it for you anymore, and then you'll feel like you're going backwards, when in reality, you could be perpetually moving forwards with weight training in a way that allows you to say, this is cumulative. This is cumulative. The more muscle I gain, the faster my metabolism is, the more fat I lose without doing cardio, without cutting carbs, without feeling like your lifestyle has to be completely uprooted just to maintain that delicate balance of the weight that you feel comfortable at, right? So when you know how to strategically make weight training a part of your life and you are prioritizing that over cardio, ladies, go on a cruise for a week and watch how your body does not change. You are able to have results that stick. They stick because your body is able to maintain muscle without working it out for up to 2 weeks. So that means if you're on a cruise and you're even just doing body weight exercises like 2 or 3 days a week, even though that's not even close to your normal routine, you can actually maintain muscle up to like a month or a few months doing much less than you did before. You can maintain muscle up to 2 weeks doing literally nothing. Cardiovascular health, as soon as you stop running, starts to go down. And you feel that. You running 5 miles a day, you take 2 days off and you're like, oh shit, this is hard today. You take 2 days off lifting, you go to the gym and you feel better. You feel stronger. So literally, this mindset of going backwards is perpetuated by this idea that to gain weight means we are going backwards. If you define your progress in terms of weight loss, maybe gaining weight is going backwards. But if you're allowing yourself to basically prioritize weight training, not only are you continuously going forwards and maintaining those results, but number two, sometimes gaining weight actually means going forwards. And this depends on where you're starting from, but you could end up looking a hell of a lot better being 20 pounds heavier, okay? So that's just my 2 cents for you guys today. I always make sure that my clients know the strategy behind what they're doing so that they continue to do it. I've had women in my program for 2 to 3 weeks, and then they go on a business trip for a week and they say, I really thought I was going to gain a shit ton of weight from this because in the past I would have. And they're like, I didn't gain any weight, it's negligible. And I'm like, that's because you've begun to define progress in terms of the weights you're lifting and the things that you're doing. And ironically enough, focusing less on that weight on the scale, less on the cardio, less on the cutting carbs is going to yield better results. So that's my 2 cents for you guys today. Let me know what you thought. Comment, like, share, hit me up if you have any questions. I'm running a new program. I'd be happy to talk to you guys about getting you in there, getting you weight training, building a booty, and basically going on vacation for a week with negligible weight gain, because scientifically speaking, that is how it works. So yeah, I'm at this lovely place where I used to be so afraid to go on a vacation for a week because it was like, I can't run 10 miles a day, I'm gonna gain weight. Now it's like, I'm not gonna gain weight because I've been weight training hard, and that is going to bring me through. Those results stick. That's the word, they stick. Cardio and cutting carbs doesn't stick. As soon as you stop, it just all goes to shit, okay? So that's no place to live. No place to live. Caitlin needed this motivation today. Girl, go get your workout done. Caitlin, this is week 2 for her in my program, and she's got to go get this workout done after St. Patty's Day, right? St. Patty's Day. So let me know what you thought. Comment, like, share, tag your friends, and I'll talk to you guys soon.